is very, very helpful. And of course, as I mentioned at the beginning, all of us are so dependent on petroleum products, oil coming into our homes and into our cars and that type of thing. And of course, coal is in great demand in many parts of the world. And people, as you mentioned, you brought up a good point, it's subsistence. And when you're hungry, when you're earning $1 a day, when you have very little food or no food, then you don't worry about using coal or you don't worry about cutting down trees. You worry about surviving.
Survival.
And that is the #1 goal for all of us. In Abraham Maslow's
right.
hierarchy of needs, survival is the first. We have to have food, we have to have shelter,
right.
and those types of things. And so that's one thing. And if we have steam plants belching out smoke or polluting the atmosphere, or as long as it's creating jobs and it's helping to raise our economic standard of living and our quality of life, it certainly makes a difference. And so often it's not just in countries that are extremely poor, such as Haiti or some of the others in Niger, but it's in also the middle developing countries too. They're very concerned. China, I know, is very concerned about, they want to continue their growth. They've had phenomenal growth rates and they want to continue those. So they're going to use coal and they're going to continue, but I know they want to try to move towards using clean technologies.
That's right.
Arnaldo, that was a very good example that Daniel had a minute ago. Have you, with the Inter-American Development Bank, run onto some projects that, we'll get into ethanol in a few minutes, but any others that are sort of unique or kind of jump out that, as far as being alternative energy projects, clean projects?
Sure. You know, Latin America, where we work, basically has already a clean energy matrix. No? Like 70% of the power generation in the region comes from renewable energy, no? Being biomass, especially hydroelectric power plants. But doesn't help much that situation because, you know, climate change doesn't respect borders, no? So it doesn't matter if Latin America is clean, but it has to be even cleaner. Because if the world as a whole doesn't improve its energy matrix, climate change will be even stronger and with all sorts of implications, as we know, social, environmental, and so forth. So at the IDB, we're supporting increasingly more projects in the clean energy area, not only for power generation, for instance, using wind power or small power plants, hydropower plants, and biomass, but also on the energy efficiency area. No? So not necessarily you have to keep growing the demand and the consumption of electricity, just as an example, before I get into the transportation area. And the technology for energy efficiency is growing fast and is, in fact, that's the cheapest, the easiest, quickest energy supply, no? Saving energy instead of increasing the production of electricity. So we are helping, working, collaborating with our member countries in several projects on energy efficiency, solar energy, wind power, hydropower plants, trying to improve even further the energy metrics of the region.